I kind of wanted to try to solve this myself without looking at hints, but I might have to because I'm dumb. But so I think one of the most important things they told me as a hint is that the narration contains no lies. I kind of went through the entire narration, and other than Shannon and Canon kind of being discussed in Red Truth, I think this is the only time that the game ever explicitly states that a character definitely got killed. I'm kind of running on the assumption that at least one of the characters who supposedly died did not. So we'll start with Nanjo, and we'll see what his truths are. So no one is going to mistakenly confirm a death, even those other than myself. I confirmed both of their deaths, so that means that that's important. So anyone that he confirmed also is confirmed dead because everything he says is true. That's Kraus, Natsuhi. He sealed the mansion. Examined. Okay, that was Shannon. Oda. Umasawa. Those are all confirmed dead, and then also the red text said that we treat Cannon as dead, same time that Shannon died, which is weird. Obviously, something weird going on there, but I'm going to also presume that that means we can treat everything he said as truth. So Kraus, we're saying all this is true. So everyone gathered in the dining hall. After inspecting the interior of the dining hall, we determined that all the doors have been locked. So this last one where he says it's clear that no one is hiding, he said that at the very end after everyone was present. That just means that everyone who is still alive was in that room. But it doesn't mean that no one was hiding before they came in and then snuck out of their hiding space. Let's see. Natsuhi. We destroyed Genji's master key. Now, this is interesting because I had a theory at first that Genji might have actually been alive. And so the statements about them destroying the master key, because we know that the master keys aren't transferred in this game, if we know that the person is dead, then statements about them destroying the master keys are kind of redundant. But in this case, if Genji were to somehow still be alive, this is important because it means even if they are alive, they can't use their master key. Shannon. Each of the children confirmed the deaths of their own parents. So, I mean, I don't know what, like, if this means biological parents and there's some kind of, like, issue with... I mean, they confirmed previously that Battler is Kyrie's biological son. There's no kind of trickery there, and I just kind of like... I would assume that this means that all of them are actually dead, but I don't know if there's any... I don't know if there's any way around that. It seems like... I can't see any obvious way, any obvious trickery in that statement. I mean, we're kind of being broad with the definition of parents, but in this case, they are all the biological parents. So I don't know, unless someone is impersonating someone else. But I don't know. I don't see any obvious clues for that. All of our servants were together the whole time. This is rough. I can't really see any way that any of the servants were involved in the second murders because there's all these true statements about them being together and having alibis together. And we know that at least one of the servants' statements must be true, so I don't quite see how, like, all the servants were together. See, this is why, like, there's stuff like this that makes me wonder if Genji is alive or not. I don't know if they are. I mean, there's also the red truth about, the culprit in the first case really did kill 6 people. But, like, that's very vague. So it could be that there's a corpse in this case that is, identified. I know that Nanjo said no one is going to mistakenly confirm a death, but that doesn't mean that a culprit could intentionally say that they confirmed a death, but it's actually someone else. So in that case, okay, actually, hold on. Now that I think about that, that each of the children confirmed the deaths of their own parents. But confirming the death just means you told everyone else that it is their own parent, but it doesn't mean that they're telling the truth. So now that I think about it, that means that Hideyoshi. So, okay, hold on. That's actually really important. So Eva, Hideyoshi, Rudolph, Kyrie, Rosa. Okay, so if one of the parents is still alive, it's possible that one of the children and one of their parents, if at least one of the children is a culprit, then it's possible that at least one of their parents in the room is still alive. So it could be. Okay, so actually I think that's probably the case, but then then you have to resolve that with the culprit. Actually, what did they say? There was red text about the culprit killed. Did I write it down? I probably wrote it down. Or maybe not. I know at some point there. Okay, the culprit of the first Twilight really did kill 6 people. So that's actually really vague, because it says the culprit. It doesn't say that they killed them. The culprit of the first Twilight killed 6 people, but that doesn't say that they killed 6 people in the first Twilight. That could be their total kill count. They do say it. They said it after the second Twilight, or the whatever. Yeah, the second Twilight. So, like, I don't know if that means. I mean, that kind of implies that maybe that's their kill count up to that point, because the rest of the stuff hasn't happened yet. It's super misleading to say that's their kill count at the end of the game when, like, in the narration that hasn't even happened yet. Okay, so where was I? Okay, so the other. Hold on. I'll go to the other. The truths I know now. I was going through Dr. Krauss, Natsuhi Shannon. Okay. I'm gonna look at canon, I guess. We're assuming that it's not being misleading and he really is dead, or we're treating him. So this weird thing is like they're saying we're treating him as if he was dead, but then like there's gonna be some stupid like play on words where like that doesn't mean we can discount him. But I'm really hoping that they don't do that. So I'm gonna assume this is all true. So Dr. Nanjo and I confirmed that Genji-sama was dead. So I guess this statement I'm trying to interpret as meaning like that like the collective efforts of both of them were equal. Because like it could be that like wait, no, Dr. Nanjo. Okay, wait, okay, never mind. We know that they're both telling the truth. Okay, so yeah, Genji is dead, never mind. Genji is dead. Any of the parents could potentially be alive. The Kraus lay sprawled on the floor. Okay, but we know they're dead. Like that, so all of us servants can prove an alibi for all the other servants. So I take that to mean that all of the servants can prove that the other servants could. Let's say they were all together. Yeah, Shannon said they were all together the whole time. So, Okay, I just realized something, which is that they never discounted the possibility that someone was hiding in Natsuhi's room. All they said was that no one ever escaped. But what that means is that, what am I going to say? Yeah, so basically, if one of the parents was still alive, they escaped. They went into Natsuhi's room, killed Natsuhi and Kraus, and then hid somewhere. The fact that they closed up the rooms wouldn't have mattered because they wouldn't have escaped. They just would have stayed there for the remainder of the game. Okay, so yeah, that's what I'm going to. Then if it was one of the parents that. Okay. So here's my theory. They said that the culprit of the first Twilight really did kill 6 people. I'm assuming they mean at the time of the second Twilight. So my theory is one of either Jessica, George, Battler, or Maria. One of them killed 5 people in the dining room and left one of their parents alive, but had them pose dead. Then the person who is still. So there's 2 possibilities. Either they hid in the dining room and snuck out, joined the crowd, or the parent that was still alive just locked the door. But after that, then the parent that was still alive got out, committed the murders. Actually, wait, they didn't commit the murders alone because by the red text we know that the person who killed 5 people in the dining room needs to have racked up at least one more kill, or exactly one more kill, by the time the statement was made. So basically, the child and the parent both went into Natsuhi's room, and one of them each killed the other. And then the child escaped, parents stayed inside and locked themselves in and hid somewhere and wasn't discovered. And then they just stayed there for the remainder of the game. So that would work out. I just got to double check and see if there were any statements about the dining room being locked up, because that would be what prevents them from. That would be from what prevents them from doing this. Let me see. Okay. So I'm gonna read through the first one again, because from there I don't see any statement that they actually locked up the dining room. No one is going to mistake. Yeah, okay. All the victims died instantly. The other thing I was thinking possibly here was that Maria was lying, and then one of the victims locked the door and then died. But I don't know. No one is hiding. There was. It made sense to assume that the culprit locked the room after. Well, it wouldn't matter if they locked the room actually, because the person could have just unlocked and left, and as long as they never bothered to check that the dining room was locked after that, it wouldn't have mattered. Okay. Yeah, I don't think there's anything about it being locked afterwards. Five master keys. Tried to retrieve Genji's master key, but what does that mean? Like, they couldn't get it off his body? It doesn't matter. Okay. Let me go through the rest of the truths and see if what I'm saying holds up. Check purple. Okay, so Shannon and Cannon. So Goda and they're gonna say no. Wait. Who else? Okay, so Goda and Kumasawa, their deaths were confirmed by Dr. Nanjo. Dining hall was locked up. He unlocked it with the master key. Adam's room was locked, no problem. Destroyed the master key Shannon had on the spot. Again, that's a duplicitous, a redundant statement, because she would have been able to use it or transfer it anyway because her death was confirmed. That's when I arrived. Okay, so she said they were all lying there. She never did make any statement about whether or not they're alive. Okay. Are there any others that Kraus and Natsuhi were confirmed? Nanjo is confirmed. Yeah. I'm wondering, is there one, I mean, what others? Okay, so let me think. So out of Jessica, George, Battler, Maria, at least one of them is a killer. There could be multiple, I guess. Let me see. Character. Jessica just said, oh wait. More, okay. I'll make some assumption. Okay, so if we okay, so let's assume that there's only one killer. First, okay, and then next assumption is let's assume it's Jessica. We'll see if there's any contradictions. So that means that George, Battler, and Maria all have to be telling the truth. Let me see. No one hiding in the dining hall. Okay, so that doesn't matter because there doesn't need to be anyone hiding in the dining hall. Let's first acknowledge that she was dead. Okay, we already know that she was dead. The guest house was still completely locked up. Even I can say for death. No one could kill Dr. Johnson. Probably died instantly. Okay, here's another thing is that there isn't actually any confirmation that Jessica is dead. Which is why if Jessica is the killer, then the statement she probably died instantly isn't a contradiction because it says she probably. And even the text, the narration says like they saw. Let me read the narration on that again. It says, yeah, this is why I can assume that Jessica could be a killer. Found her laying on the ground. Okay. It was, as anyone could tell at a glance, a gruesome corpse. That is, I don't think that isn't like a super ironclad confirmation of her death. Probably died instantly. There's no way anyone could. Okay, so here's the thing: is that if Maria is alive, then Maria is a culprit. Or sorry, if Jessica is alive, then Maria is a culprit. I could write that down. If Jessica alive, Maria is a culprit. But okay, so hold on. At this moment, I'm assuming that there's only one killer. But if Jessica is alive, then she must be. Wait, that's not true. Just because Jessica is alive doesn't mean she's a culprit. But if there's only one killer, then it can't be Jessica because Maria's statement here would be a lie. So, at least in this case, at least in the one killer theory, that discounts Jessica. What about George? Couldn't have killed Jessica. Again, we don't know if she's dead or alive, so that doesn't matter. Three of us could have killed Jessica. Three of them could have killed Jessica. And we know that if the adult accomplice is alive, then they're locked up. I mean, there's no reason to. I'm gonna assume Jessica's alive here. So Maria Chan couldn't kill anyone. This is important. George couldn't kill an adult. Okay, so I'm wondering about the definition of a kid here. Which which of the characters qualify as kids? It doesn't say what their ages. Like she's okay, like Canon. Oh, she's supposed to be 18 or whatever. I mean, like, are the two of them kids? No, we know that George didn't kill her. Okay. Then are they kids? Like they're like 18 or adults. I can't remember the age. I guess she's not. Yeah. I don't know exactly what to make of that statement because it's vague. See, if George is the killer, is George okay? So if George is the killer, then they couldn't have been. What am I trying to say? Oh wait, it just said. Oh wait, okay, so it just said the culprit of the first case had 6 kills. An adult. So it could have been the person in the dining room. The parent who survived could have been the one who did 5 of the kills. Hmm. Then they presumably did this. Okay, so George is saying Maria couldn't kill anyone. So if George is not the killer, then Maria is not the killer. Leaning towards Maria here. Okay, so like the last statement, isn't it? I mean, if we're assuming one killer, then George, one killer for everybody. Okay, so when I say one killer, I mean one killer other than the adult. So there is something interesting, which is I noticed the second Twilight. George is like the only one we don't see. Yeah, we don't. George is like the only one you don't see there. But the thing is, there's red truths about how, like, um, they didn't. The killer like didn't like. They locked. What did they say? They said like the room was locked up at the same time the group left, and that no one rejoined the party. So it's not possible that like George was hiding somewhere. Presumably he was part of the group, even if they didn't show him. But problem is the eighth Twilight. It's like, okay, Battler. I guess there's nothing stopping Battler from being the culprit, as far as I can see. Right here, mature. So it was one of Maria or George. Yeah, if it was one of Maria or George here, then obviously it couldn't be Maria because George's statement contradicts that. But then it couldn't be George because everyone George killed would have had to kill in the first and second Twilight is an adult. I mean, so from my standpoint, from all the texts I've seen, it's totally possible for Battler to have been the culprit for all of them as long as they collaborated with one of the parents. That's assuming, but that's assuming that my assumption about how the 6 victims was the total after the second Twilight rather than. So let me see. What are the rules? Something else obvious. If that's the case that like all 6 of them died, then I don't know what the solution is. Culprit finds the one who murders. It's possible for a culprit to lie. It's possible for truth. Characters who are not culprits may not cooperate with the culprit. Yeah, so that a character who is not a culprit may not. So that shows that the parent must have killed at least one person. Culprit must not die. Yeah. Yeah, either Kyrie or Rudolph. Or even. No, the victim. They must have had to kill at least one per. Wait, no, actually, hold on. They wouldn't have Okay, they wouldn't have necessarily needed to kill. The parent wouldn't. Okay, actually, wait. It says one of the rules was that culprits may not collaborate with non. So one of the parents must have killed at least one person. Otherwise, they wouldn't have been able to collaborate with Battler. But it seems kind of arbitrary which ones they killed. Yeah. Culprit of the first trial really did kill. Now, see, this is hard because, like, I have a feeling that this statement actually does mean that they killed all 6 people. And perhaps even there's some kind of impersonation. Actually, wait, no, because Nanjo said that they wouldn't mistake someone. Ah. gonna have to look at the hints. I feel stupid. Actually, don't feel that stupid about not getting this, 'cause, like, the way that it's phrased, like, it's still pretty ambiguous. And I'm making some pretty good guesses, even given the weird language, kind of. But I think I'm gonna have to take some hints just to, like, see if what I thought is anywhere near the truth. But the thing is that I don't think Battler said anything really. Okay, this is pretty obvious. Bar. Okay, so yeah. Let's look for someone who can assure Epstein is dead in some way more reliable than this. Okay, so it's like the same logic. Okay. I was totally wrong with the right lines in that regard, at least. Butler, it's a narrated part, so we've been told there are no lies in the narrated section. Yep, that's what I said. Ah. Anja was killed, yep. This is because Cruz. Oh shit. So Jessica is dead? Okay, that actually fucks up. Wait. That fucks up my idea. Anytime Dr. Najo or Jessica confirmed to death, we can absolutely treat. Okay, fuck. Okay. So Jessica is dead. So this screws up my theory because probably died instantly. There's no way she could live. Okay. George, I couldn't have killed Jessica. Three of us couldn't have killed Jessica. So, Battler. Battler could be lying. Like, Battler could be lying. But then if Battler is lying, then Maria would also have to be lying. Then if Maria is lying, then George would have also had to be lying. So is it possible all three of them are culprits? Either the three of them are culprits, or Yeah. George could be the... no. Either all three of them are culprits, or... Uh, either all three of them are culprits, or there's somehow another person alive could have done it. But, like... Okay, so what did Jessica say? Locks, made sure no one will be able to enter or leave until the police arrived. Couldn't possibly have killed Shannon. But anyone else could have. So Maria could have been the one who killed Shannon. So actually Battler could have done... Battler could have done everything I said earlier. Then Maria could have killed Shannon. And George could have killed Jessica. Oh, but there's whoever killed Nanjo. Oh, I didn't think of not. Oh fuck! I didn't even. I totally like didn't even think of the other ones. Shit. Dude, I didn't even think of like any of the other Twilights. I was thinking like... Okay, I still stand by what I said earlier. So Battler did 6 murders. Battler did 6 murders, the adult did 1 of them. Then I have to work out the deaths of fuck. So Goda, Kumasawa, and Nanjo I didn't work out yet. But the thing is, if I'm considering all 3 of them killers, then like any of their statements could have been fake. Unless it's trying to get me have a single culprit, in which case I can't figure out how there could be a single culprit. Chapter. Judging by his wounds, he died. One of us has an alibi. Oh fuck. The 4 cousins and Dr. Nanjo. Oh fuck. Okay, that one statement screws me up completely. The 4 cousins. No one else is alive. So that means someone else has to actually still be alive. Oh, wait. I got it. There's two... There's two... I got it. So let's say it's one of the cousins with 2 parents. Either Battler or... so Battler, George, or Jessica. No, not Jessica. But either Battler or George killed everyone but both of their parents. Then for the second Twilight, they killed the next 2 people. One of their parents went in and locked themselves in and hid. Their other parent escaped from the dining room out of the mansion. And that leaves one person unaccounted for who's able to commit the murders of Goda and Kumasawa. And that other person is able to. That person is able to be the one who killed Jessica as well. And then what about Nanjo? Any contradiction on that? It's that they would definitely get blood. Okay. Here's the thing, though. How did they commit the? How did they commit the? They would definitely get blood spatter on themselves. It's possible they could be posing as one of the. Is there anything preventing them from being hiding? I'm pretty sure I'm on the right track. Oh wait, shit! I just realized something. Fuck! This actually screws me up. But in order for um, in order for one of the cousins to have collaborated with their parents, all of them need to be killers, need to be culprits. And if, like, one of them killed 4 people, left their parents alive, and in order to have killed 6 people by the second Twilight and have that red statement be true, they would have had to kill both Natsuhi and Kraus. But then locked the parent in, but then the parent wouldn't have had a chance to kill anybody. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Let me double check the rules. One who murders. Oh. I was gonna say that if the one parent who is hiding in Natsuhi's room killed themselves, then they might be a culprit in the sense that they were their own murderer. It says a culprit is defined as one who murders. So I don't think that counts. This screws me up. I wanna try to come up with what seems like a working theory. It's the statement about them having killed 6 people by the second Twilight. Screw me up. Ooh. What if... What if they killed 5 people? No, doesn't make. If they kill, okay, so here's an idea. If the culprit, so if the culprit killed, Fuck. I'm thinking of having something where, like, if one of the parents impersonated someone else, and then, like, if one of the parents impersonated someone else, and then between the first and second Twilights, the cousin killed. Okay. Hmm. What if one of the people. Fuck. What was I trying to say? If one of the parents, like. If one of the people who showed up to the second Twilight was actually already dead, and the one that we see was actually one of the parents impersonating them, and then the whoever was killed, their corpse was put somewhere else to be discovered. Ah, God. Does that make any sense? That's like the only thing I can think to, like, to get my theory to work. There being 6 people. There has to be 6 deaths. But there has to be 6 deaths by the time of the second Twilight. But there also has to be both of the cousins' parents alive. So, like, how would that work? Who's the next person who gets discovered? Like, third Twilight. Or fourth Twilight, whatever. And then... Ooh, wait. Oh, the fact... Oh, I was thinking... Oh! 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 What if they were impersonating canon? And that's why... Okay, so here's my idea. I don't know how that would work, but here's my idea. So, one of the cousins... one of the cousins killed... 5... Wait, no. They killed 4 people and Canon. Left their parents alive. Then they swapped clothes so that one of their parents was... Canon's body was used to look like one of their parents. And... what was I trying to say? Basically, at some point, Canon was dead, and one of the parents was impersonating them. And then that's why it said that treat Canon as though they're dead, but their body was never discovered because their body was laying in the dining room still. And that way they would... Okay, but then... So that makes... Because what is, like... Dr. Nanjo and I confirmed that Genji dead. Oh. So the thing about that is that at this point... I don't know whether or not either of these statements are by the real canon or impersonator, in which case I don't know whether or not we're allowed to count them as true or false. Because if this is a culprit... Well, this isn't necessarily a culprit, though. Oh wait, no, it has to be because it has to be one of the parents impersonating. So whoever this is has to have killed someone, like Shannon. But if Cannon is dead and this is someone impersonating him, then that actually reopens the possibility that Genji is actually alive. If Genji is alive, okay, I don't know if that helps me. I don't know if that. Yeah. I think this other avenue that could be possible is like too complicated. Fuck. But let me reread these ones to see if there's any contradictions now. This is a locked room now too, isn't it? How did this one happen? Wait, is it a locked room? Okay, so the culprit having blood on them doesn't matter. Four cousins, okay. Guest house was still so it doesn't matter because the parent could have snuck in prior to this. What being locked up is irrelevant. They say the guest house is a locked room, but they don't say the specific room is a locked room. And they don't say there isn't anyone hiding there, so it's no problem. And it doesn't matter because if one of the parents is in. Oh wait, no. Okay, so actually, wait. So there's two parents. One of them is still locked up in Natsuhi's room. Died in the entrance. Okay, so somehow that parent has to kill Nanjo now. Oh wait, actually, could it be the cousin? So, I'm kind of confused as what they mean by closed room because like Maria Battler. Okay, so this was the parent. No one could kill Dr. Nanjo inside the guest house. Okay, so actually one of these. So we know one of these Solar. So okay, wait, hold on. I have to look at this again and see what the purples are. So what? Someone's lying here about whether it's a closed room or not. Dead, he's been killed. Everything is locked. Okay, so Maria could be lying about it being locked up perfectly. No one could kill Dr. Nanjo inside the guest house. That's okay. I don't know how to resolve that. If George is lying, then how is Maria? Proof that Dr. Nanjo didn't leave the guest house. He didn't leave the guest house, but he could have come back in. He could have been brought back in. Fuck. Let me read the narration again. Hide in the entrance hall. Death. Perfectly. Somebody could kill him inside the guest house. That's all they said? That's so vague. Couldn't be so the thing is he had to have been killed inside the guest house, right? Maria is Wait, is Maria the only one who said it was locked up? Yeah, Maria's the only one who claimed that everything was locked up perfectly, but maybe it wasn't. Okay, so my guess is Maria. Oh, fuck, but Maria! Oh no! It can't be Maria because she only has one parent. Okay, but wait, if this is the. Shit! That actually would have worked, maybe. Oh! A hint. I wanted to have like a good theory before I went to the next hint. Dr. Nanjo, he confirmed. Let me go with this. He confirmed not Kraus, not he. Confirmed Shannon. Didn't say anything about Cannon there. Okay, the red truth. Oh, so Cannon Kun isn't the culprit either. Them are not the culprit. Uh. Proven that Genji culprit counts as in a purple death. Okay. Shannon's and Kumasawa's purple statements confirm that the 6 people of the first Twilight all died. You shouldn't accept that so easily. Yeah. Each of the children confirmed. Yep. 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 Hmm. Nine innocent people. All 5 servants. Servicing his master keys. Else in crimes. Yep. One of them was really the culprit. Killed the other 5, locked the dining hall from the inside, and played. Oh, wait a second. You know that. Wait, does that work? Wait. Wait a second. 5. If they did all of the deaths. So, like if Rosa did. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, wait, they didn't need to actually kill anyone. The cousin didn't need to actually kill anyone. The parent could have killed 4 and then another 2. Has to be Maria, though. I mean, supposedly Maria's the only one who could have. Everything was supposedly locked up. Unless somehow they were hiding in the entrance hall. Culprit of the first Twilight really did kill 6 people. It seems all 6 people in the dining hall were dead after all. That read right after the first Twilight. That it. We were talking about the second Twilight. Yep, yep, yep. The wrong one. Killing the pair of them, then locking in sword and hiding. Yes. No matter how much time passed. Okay, so I just realized it said that no one returned. No one left or returned. Actually, that means that my original thing about one of the children committing. So before going to the room, the parent must have killed 4 people. But they killed 4 people, so 2 parents are alive. Yeah. Okay, so basically my idea of either Butler or George and their parents. Fine, but I'm just not sure how that works out with how that works out with when Nanja was killed. That's the only thing I'm confused about because presumably, if it was Maria, it would make sense, but presumably it has to be someone with two parents. Unless, unless somehow one of the parents isn't actually the parent, in which case Rosa and someone else could have been the two. Lock the door, hit himself somewhere in the room. At least 6 times. All the hints I'm gonna get. Wait a minute. Like, wait. This one of the cousins doesn't even need to actually be involved. Wait. Wait. Okay, never mind. They do have to be because they have to. They have to have been a culprit to have given a false examination of the corpses. Fuck. All I get in terms of hints, huh? Oh, okay. I get more. One killed, one exception with George. Jessica, yeah. There might be a culprit for the first and second Twilights. A culprit who lied about the first Twilight's death. A completely separate culprit as well. Mm. Mm. Or cousins couldn't have. Yeah, so there's another one. Couldn't have been two of the cousins though. So it could have been Maria and couldn't Maria and George have been, or Maria and someone else? Yeah, actually, could have been. It could have been Maria. Could have been Maria, uh, the Georgia Battler, and then Rosa, and then one other parent. Then it wouldn't be a problem. Maria only has one parent. I think unless there's a purple thing that that's just good for cousins. All of the survivors could have. What part of the first two fight was some in the group of two. The narration says that. Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know the narration said that. Well, thing. Okay, so if the narration said it, then that must have been the other parent. But then, in order to be a culprit, one of the cousins must have killed at least one person. But like, then they must have killed Nanjo because that's the okay. So either Nanjo or Shannon. Probably Shannon. Like if Battler killed Shannon. Then second parent killed Jessica. And if the parent was hiding in the guest house the whole time, they could have been the ones to kill Kyoto and Kumasawa. I'm not really sure how the I'm still not sure how Nanja's death worked. Uh, Guilty, then Rosa could have been playing dead. She could have carried out the first, then she gets locked in. Rest of murders. Yep. We're the culprit. We have at least 4 culprits total. George, so it could be George, Maria. Every culprit must. So George, yeah. Okay, so Maria can't be a culprit. If Maria's not a culprit, then George could be a culprit, but could only kill adults. Okay. Not a culprit. The kids can only kill. Culprit and chance murder, that's right. Yep. Wait, where's the thing that says that only that the other parent couldn't have? All of George's statements can be relied on? Kind of saying that Bowler is the culprit at this point. Guest house was locked up since the death. No one could kill Dr. Ron Jones. Okay, this has to be. So they would have had to been. Nancho had to been killed outside the guest house. Am I being like? Are the hints leading me, like misleading me? It's actually going to be something totally different. Like that someone was impersonating Nanjo. Everything is locked up perfectly. They say it was an instant death. They say it was an instant death. This is true, then you would have had to somehow been killed by someone else, brought inside, and then inside the guest house. Well, just because everything is locked up doesn't mean basically if at least one of the rooms was unlocked. This is proof that wait. Oh wait, so Battler said this is proof that he didn't leave the guest house, but if he did leave the guest house, then someone else could have left the guest house, killed him outside, brought him inside, and then locked up, and then locked themselves in one of the rooms. Yes, there's actually nothing wrong with that. So yeah, it's Battler. It's Battler and 2 parents. Whoa, what happened there? That it? Okay, I already know that. Just straight up say it. Okay, cool.